Today we're going to be reviewing 7-2 and continue practicing addition and subtraction problems. So to start off, we're going to go ahead and do our solve and share. Our solve and share for today says Aiden has 27 fewer crayons this week than last week. Last week he had 56 crayons. How many crayons does Aiden have this week? Show your work. So the very first thing I'm going to do is underline important parts. So Aiden has 27 fewer crayons this week than last week. And last week we know he had 56 crayons. So when I see the word fewer, that's a keyword. So you know what? I'm actually going to box the word fewer. So we're trying to figure out how many crayons he had last week. So I'm going to put, or this week. So last week he had 56, so I'm going to go ahead and write down 56. And then we just need to figure out how many crayons he has this time. So I'm going to put T for this time. And to figure that out, I already know it's subtraction because now he has 27 fewer than last week. So I'm going to write that down. Alright, so a very important thing we need to remember is to draw our unit bar. Now remember, all you do is draw your square, and I'm sure yours looks better than mine. With a line like this, and then like this. Since it's a subtraction problem, we have the whole, but we're missing a part. So I'm going to write the number 56 and 27, and then we're missing the other part. Alright, now my equation is, I bet you guessed it, 56 minus 27 equals blank. Now all you need to do is draw your base 10 blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I drew 5 tens because there's 5 tens in the number 56. Then I'm going to draw 6 ones because there's 6 ones in the number 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, now since this is a subtraction problem, I'm going to cross out. I'm not going to add the number 27. I'm going to take away 27. But we have a problem. We only have 6 ones, so I can't subtract 7 ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out a 10 and trade it for 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yay! Alright, so now that I have that, I can go ahead and cross out 7 ones since now I have enough. So I'm going to change my colors real quick and start crossing out 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry, I meant to say cross out 7. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 ones. Now let's see, do I have enough to cross out 2 tens? I sure do, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and that leaves me with 2 tens. So we learned that this week Aiden has 29 crayons. So I'm going to fill in my unit bar and my solution sentence. And that's it. Yep. Alright, so make sure that you do today's solve visual learning. I'm going to go ahead and play it just in case you can't access Pearson. Alright. If this will play, there we go.
Sally has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel. Sally has 26 blocks. How many blocks does Nigel have?
Think about this problem.
What information is given? What number do you need to find?
Alright, so it says that Sally has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel. And we know how many blocks Sally has. She has 26. But we're trying to figure out how many blocks Nigel has. I know you're looking at the word fewer and thinking that that means we're going to subtract, but I want you to think a little bit harder.
You know that Sally has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel. She has 26 blocks. You need to find the number of blocks Nigel has. Who has fewer blocks? Who has more blocks?
So we know that Sally has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel and she has 26 blocks. So let's see. So we're trying to figure out how many blocks Nigel has. So if Sally has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel, then her amount of blocks must be smaller than Nigel's. Let's see if I'm wrong or right.
Sally has fewer blocks than Nigel, so Nigel has more blocks. You can use a bar diagram to help you think about this problem. What do the numbers in the bar diagram mean?
We should know that 26 represents a part and 28 also represents a part. So the amount that we're looking for, which is Nigel's amount of blocks, is actually considered the whole.
The numbers in the bar diagram show that Sally has 26 blocks, and she has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel. Will you add or subtract to find how many blocks Nigel has? Why? How do you know which operation to use?
Well, we know that when we're missing a whole and we have two parts, we're solving an addition problem because we're not missing a part, we're missing a whole.
Sally has 28 fewer blocks than Nigel. That means that Nigel has 28 more blocks than Sally. You need to add. You need to add 26 plus 28 to find out how many blocks Nigel has. The addition chart shows how to add 26 and 28. First, add the tens. 2 tens plus 2 tens equals 4 tens, or 40. Then add the ones. 6 ones plus 8 ones equals 14 ones, or 1 10 and 4 ones. Then add the partial sums. There are 5 tens and 4 ones, so the sum is 54. How many blocks does Nigel have? Nigel has 54 blocks. Now you know how to solve addition and subtraction problems.
Alright, so now that we've seen our visual learning, I decided to do a model problem using our partial sum strategy. Alright, so it says here, let's see, get my pen. It says Kimberly has 32 fewer markers than Winter. Kimberly has 28 markers. How many markers does Winter have? So, here's my pen. So, Kimberly has 32 fewer markers than Winter, but we know Kimberly has 28 markers. So we don't know how many Winter has. So I'm going to put K for Kimberly. She has 28 markers. We don't know how many markers Winter has. But what do we know about what Winter might have? We know that she has more than Kimberly because Kimberly has 32 fewer. So I'm going to go ahead and put more. That looks like a horrible M, but it's fine. To know that it's going to be an addition problem. So, because Kimberly has fewer, we know that Winter has more than Kimberly, so we're going to add. So our operation is 32 plus 28 equals blank. Of course, let me draw my unit bar. And since it's an addition problem, we're missing the whole. So we have our two parts, which is 32 and 28. Alright. Now, let me change my color real quick. I can go ahead and solve. Let's do our chart, since that's how the video did it. Alright, so tens and our one side. Okay, so 32, I'm going to put my original numbers into my table, and 28. Okay, now I am going to add my tens, which is 30 plus 20, which is 50. Then I'm going to do my ones, which is 2 plus 8. Which is 10. I'm going to put that in my table. So this was for this one, and this was for this one. Now I just add up my sums. 0 plus 0 is 0, and 5 plus 1 is 6. So we found out how many Winter has. She actually had 60. So I'm going to fill in my equation and my solution sentence. And that's the answer.